What's my beef with Meghan Markle and H? Let me tell you. Well, they owe me a small fortune for all the therapy that I need because I did it. I made it through all 8 episodes of With Love Megs, round 2. And today is episode 8. I'm going to do my Heather from the Hood recap so I don't have to torture any more of you guys. Thank you, all of you, for coming along on this journey with me. We all need therapy. So today's title is High Tide Raises All Boats, and the special guest star is Jose Andre. Now, I've never seen this guy before, and I will say this. He's funny. I quite like him. So the show opens with Meg's driving. Jose Andre is coming over to create a feast for the crew. So Megsy's driving to a winery because she's going to go taste test wines for this big dinner her and Jose Andre are going to do. So she goes to Jonta/Hilt Estate. I think they're in Santa Barbara. This is not where Megsy wine comes from, by the way. So then she's talking to the guy that's in charge of the winery. They're looking at grapes, yada, yada, yada. They're looking at the orchard, yada, yada, yada. Vineyard, whatever it's called. And then they go into, I guess, like the factory part, cut to Meg in some sort of hazmat suit, and she's stirring the grapes. And then cut to, there's a bunch of wine barrels, and the guy says, hey, come on over here. And she's like, well, don't threaten me with a good time because there's wine everywhere and they're going to taste test wine. So this is right up her alley. So then it cuts back to the kitchen where Jose Andre comes in. And, before that, she's making him espresso. Okie dokie. So then, so he comes in with this big, huge cheese wheel. It looks like a wedding cake. And it's blue cheese. Like, it's massive. Holy Hannah. And this big, huge leg. I don't know what creature it looks like. Came off a dinosaur. It's massive. But they keep calling it ham, but to me it looks like prosciutto. Okay. So then Megs says to Andre, what part of Spain are you from? And he's like, I'm from Barcelona. And she's like, well, I lived in Argentina. And he's like, oh, I know. And she's like, well, yes, Jose, this is why I don't like speaking Spanish around you, because I have an Argentinian accent. Alrighty. That's why. It's not because she can't speak Spanish or anything, but all right, we'll go with that story. So then they start talking about what meal they're going to make for the crew, and you can see Jose's brain like spinning. And because he's going to make something epic, obviously. So he's writing down a menu, fast and furious. Megs goes over to the fridge, hauls out, 12 bottles of wine. And again, none that are hers. And red wine. Why is red wine in the fridge? You never put red wine in the fridge. Anyways, so Jose actually is concentrating on the meal. So he's in the fridge. He's picking out all this different seafood and yada, yada. Cut to Megsy down on the docks. I'm sure she's used to being there. And she's on a boat with this girl named Stephanie. And they're looking at sea urchins. And I guess you got to dive for sea urchins and rake them. That's what I learned. So, and they're really spiky, right? They look like a ball with a bunch of spikes. And so Megs is like, yeah, I know they're really expensive, but they're just so good. So she's like, give me 25. So I looked it up. And from what I can see is in California, sea urchins run for $100 each. And she bought 25. I don't know how much they are in your part of the world, probably more. So, and Jose Andre, he's so funny. He's talking to the sea urchin. He's talking to the limes. That made it less painful. I'll say that. He's quite the character. So they're making this seafood paella. Megs almost loses her lunch when Jose the lobsters. And then this is where the famous line came from. You know who doesn't like lobster? My husband. And Jose says to her, oh, and you married him? It's all in banter. It is funny. It's a joke. This meal's worth like a gazillion dollars. So they go outside to cook this paella on this big, huge paella barbecue, I guess it is. And Meg's, of course, brings the wine. She's getting tanked. And Jose keeps calling her lady. He's like, come over here, lady. Go stir the paella, lady. Don't do that, lady. Oh, yeah, no, it was funny. And then cut to the big crew meal. I know how to count at least to 80, and there is not 80 people there. I will say that. Megs makes a speech and says, I see how hard you all are working. We love all of our family here. We love having family meals together. And we're just like a restaurant. We're a team. And then does her seal claps. The end. See? Not as painful. Oh my God. I need a drink. Oh, and I forgot this part. So with all the family talk, we're family, we love our family, blah, 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 blah. Harry's not there. Ah, ha, ha.